Good morning, students. Now we are going to start a new lesson, and new lesson is locomotion. Locomotion and movement. Locomotion and movement. What is locomotion and what is movement, and what system is required for this process? In this chapter, first of all, we read locomotion. Locomotion means move from one place to the another place. Move from one place to another place is called the locomotion. These reactions are, we can say that locomotion is due to the voluntary muscles. Involve the voluntary muscles like running, walking, climbing and flying. These are the locomotory movement. Locomotory structure need to not be different from these affecting other types of movement. We use the limbs for changes in the body posture. We use limbs to change the body posture and locomotion as well. Methods of locomotion performed by the animals. Methods of the locomotion performed by the animals and vary with their habitats and demand of the situation. Vary with their habitat. And demand of the situation. Locomotion is generally happened for the movement of food, for shelter, suitable breeding grounds, favorable climate, and to escape from the enemies and predators. So for these actions, locomotion is required. Now types of movement. Types of movement. Our cell have some special types. Our body have some special type of cells like macrophages and leukocytes. Exhibit amoeboid movement. It is affected by the pseudopodium. It is affected by pseudopodia formed by streaming of protoplasm. Like in amoeba. And ciliary movement occur in the most internal tubular organs which are lined by the ciliated epithelium. And coordinated movements of cilia in the trachea help in removing the dust particles and some foreign substance. And passage of ova through the female reproductive tract also facilitated by the ciliary movement. And same thing is happen in the movement of our limbs. Jaws and tongue require muscular movement. Locomotion required perfect coordinated activity of muscular, skeletal and neural system. And first of all, in this chapter we read about the muscle. muscles. Muscles. Cilia and flagella are the outthrows of the cell membrane, and flagellar movement helps in the swimming of spermatozoa, maintain the water current canal system of sponge, and in locomotion of protozoans. Muscles have been classified using different criteria activities. Different criteria, namely location, appearance, and nature of regulation of their activities. Based on their location, three types of muscles. First is skeletal, second is visceral, and third is cardiac. On the location. First, skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles are closely associated with skeletal components of the body. They have stripped appearance. They are stripped appearance under the microscope. They are called striated muscles. Their activities are under the voluntary control of the nervous system, so these are called voluntary muscles. Second is visceral muscles. Visceral muscles are located in the inner walls of the hollow visceral organs of the body, like alimentary canal, reproductive tract, etc. They are called smooth muscles. Their activities are not under the control of voluntary nervous system, so these are called involuntary muscles. Next is cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles. These muscles are mainly found in the heart. Many cardiac muscles assemble in branching pattern and form a cardiac muscle. Based on appearances, cardiac muscles are striated. They are involuntary in nature. Each organized skeletal muscle in our body made of number of muscle fibers, muscle bundles, muscle bundles, or we can say it fascicles, held together a common collagenous connective tissue layer called fascia. Each muscle bundle contains a number of muscle fiber, and each muscle fiber is lined by a plasma membrane and is called as sarcolemma. The endoplasmic reticulum, that is sarcoplasmic reticulum of muscle fiber, is storehouse of calcium ions, storehouse of Ca plus 2 ion. And these sarcolemma are present in a parallel sequence, so these are called as myofibrils. filaments or myofibrils. Each myofibrils are alternate form. One is dark form and second is light forms. Alternate dark and light bands on it. Distribution pattern of two important proteins. One is actin and second is myosin. The light band contains actin. Light band contains actin and is called I band or isotropic band. And myosin dark band is called A band. Anisotropic band contain myosin. Both the proteins are arranged as rod-like structure. Both proteins have a rod-like structure parallel to each other longitudinal axis of myofibrils. And actin filaments are thinner compared to the myosin filaments. They are commonly thin and thick filaments. In the center of I band, elastic fiber called Z line which bisect it. The thin filaments are firmly attached to the Z line. The thick filaments in the A band are held together in the middle of this band and fibrous membrane is M band. Free ends of thick filaments leaving the central part of the thick filament. The central part of thick filament not overlapped by thin filament is called S-zone. H-zone. In the next video, we are discussing the structure of contractile proteins. Thanks. Have a nice day.